Yeah. It's been way too long. I've come way too far to turn back now. Yeah. Now that I'm on, I've gotta go straight to the top, and I feel like I'm flying now. Said I feel like I'm flying now.
It's a celebration, bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, like it's a whole lot of people. Huge celebration, though everybody got me some feel that I'm overrated.
Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Orel, also known as swaggtech, and today we're gonna take a look at the ViVi. Well, not the ViVi. Actually, we're gonna take a look at the head that's inside of this ViVi. I had this completely dry and showed it up close and all this good stuff. To be completely honest with you, I had to do another take of the video, and by that time in the video I'd already put it back together, so that's where we're kind of gonna pick up. Pretty simple. Basically what it is XC116 ceramic wick that is assisted by stainless steel mesh. Assisted, I guess that would be the word. How exactly he attached the mesh to the ceramic, I'm not sure. I think it was tied. However it was done, though, it's working beautifully. And there's 30 gauge Kanthal for the coil, so it's good and durable. When you have that ceramic, the ceramic wick, I can't burn the stuff. And I'm not gonna say I've tried, but you know, I've really pumped some juice through some coils, and I know silica would have burned. I know if I had just stainless steel mesh, the coil wrapped around stainless steel mesh, then it would just cake up with gunk. Whereas the ceramic just keeps on trucking, and that's gonna make this head pretty durable. When you think about the HH357, you say, oh, it's a $22 atomizer. But it could potentially be, you know, the last $22 atomizer you buy for an entire year, if not more. That's what we're dealing with here. But the difference is Steve over at SNG Vapor, he only charges $8 for the thing. It does have the potential to run forever. I mean, with 30 gauge Kanthal, unless you're just pumping like crazy power through it, it's going to be pretty hard to pop, especially with a top mounted coil. It's right there by your mouth. You crank that up past 6 volts, I mean, you're not going to be able to vape that. So I'm pretty confident in the durability of the head itself. I've been using it so far for a week, and the first day I got it, well, for about a week. The first day I got it, though, I popped it in, and the flavor was the first thing that jumped out at me. My vapor production was terrible, but the flavor was awesome to come from a ViVi. And I thought that the airflow was just way too tight, and the draw on it was way too tight, and I just said I had to sit with it. And I started to notice reviews popping up, and people are having the same issues that I was having. I still at this point had not emailed Steve about it. And I said to myself, and this was, I believe, Friday night, I said that, well, I'm going to email him in the morning and see if it's just an issue with mine, or are there any tips and tricks? Do you have to play around with it? And when I got ready to email him that next morning, I was using it, and I wasn't paying attention. I was typing on my phone with one hand and vaping with the other one, and I took a slow, smooth drag, which is something that I hadn't done in a while because I've been using RBAs, and you take a full, fast lung inhale to get all that vapor. Whereas I took a slow drag, and the vapor was thick. It was delicious. I tasted everything that I should have tasted out of my juice, and the draw was perfect. I looked down at my Zmax and noticed that I was at 4.5 volts. And that's kind of where I've been using it ever since. I have it loaded up here with Mount Baker Vapor Watermelon. That is a 50-50 mix. I'm going to put it here at 4.5 volts, and I'm going to give it a vape. I mean, that's how it works. Now, I have video of me actually testing this thing out, because once I figured that out, I wanted to know how far I could push it. And the reason for that being is because I'm going to show you, actually. The head registers at 1.7 ohms. See there? With 1.7 ohms, I'm thinking to myself, 4.5 volts, 4.7 maybe. It didn't occur to me to even go past 5. And I did, and I'm going to show you what happens. Okay, that's if it worked. If it didn't work, then right now I'm not showing you what happened, and you're just watching me wait to give myself enough time to edit everything together. But it's not working, so you're watching this instead. So I'm probably just banging my head against the keyboard. Okay. So basically what happens is when you go from 3.7, and I got up to 5.5 volts, the higher I got, the more vapor I got, or at least the more vapor it felt like I got, because when I'm watching the video, it all kind of looks the same. The juice was cooking faster, of course. I mean, it's just more power, and the more flavor I got, until I got past 5.2 volts. When I got to 5.5, then the flavor started to die off a little bit, and then I backed off the throttle and went back down. So that's how far I've gotten with it. Being a person who has figured out how rebuildables work, who's figured out, you know, the flavor that you get from them and all their glory, I can honestly say that if I'm leaving the house and I know I'm not going to be able to drip, I don't want to take a Genesis style atomizer to put in my pocket. If I'm going somewhere where I need a reliable tank system that's going to work, I would take this with me. I mean, the flavor's there. The draw is different, but the flavor's there, and the satisfaction is there. The vapor's there. I really enjoy it. And for $8, it's kind of hard to not give it a shot. You already have a ViVi Nova sitting in your vape box right now. So what's the extra $8 to check it out? And while you're there, pick up some ceramic if he has it in stock. Pick up rebuildables. Pick up stuff to tinker around and play around. I mean, if you're watching these videos still, then at this point, you're on a full-blown hobby status. So enjoy your hobby. Get out there and play around with stuff. I recommend this. I'm happy he came out with it. I'll be even happier when he drops that beta tag and he goes into a mass production of them. I think they will do well, especially at that price point. So that's pretty much all I got to say. I'm going to vape this again. I'm Orel, also known as swaggtech. Safe clouds.